morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Cruise Chat Live. I am Walter, your independent travel agent. And for the next hour, we're going to be talking all things cruises. And of course, if we can help you with your cruises or any travel, we book cruises, land, luxury, expedition, all that fun stuff. And as always, my lovely wife, Rebecca, is sitting right off camera. She is my partner in crime. So if you're new to the channel, we invite you to like, subscribe, share, do all those fun things that all the channels enjoy. So there we go. And right off the bat, we've got a question that we were just talking about before we went on the air. Mustang wants to know, what do we think about the Vista propulsion problems again? So that is absolutely crazy, because that ship was just pulled out of service a month ago. In fact, I don't even think it was a month ago that the ship was pulled out of service for a week. They worked on the propulsion. Now the Carnival Vista, the Horizon, and the Panorama, but especially the Vista, have been having propulsion issues. And if you haven't seen the news, the ship was late getting back to Port Canaveral because, once again, she developed propulsion issues, and she is going to be getting more repairs done as they get ready to go on their next cruise. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, it boggles my mind that the ship has been running for. It's a great ship. You know, that ship, the Horizon, the Panorama, really, really fun ship. It just boggles my mind that the ship has been out this long and they still can't get a handle on whatever it is that's going on. You know, I'm not an engineer by any means, but certainly if the ship can't get up to speed, then she cannot maintain her current itinerary. So fortunately, you know, even though the ship can't get up to full speed, nothing else is being affected. You know, the whole ship is running exactly as it should. So your experience on board the ship, it's going to be exactly the same. It's just you may not necessarily go to the same ports. You might have to have some adjustments made to the itinerary if the ship just can't get up to speed. But that is a crazy thing. I really don't know. I don't know what the issues are. Obviously, Carnival's never going to tell us what exactly those issues are. But if you're going out there on October 27th, I would say be ready for Halloween and have an amazing time. That's all. That's all. Just have a great time. So, Nurse Tara, we were just talking about you. You're getting ready to get on the Carnival Pride. Have an amazing time. I can't wait to hear all about it when you guys get back. Good morning. Well, let's see, man. We got Sue, John. It's 45 degrees where you are. Can you come stay in our guest room until the cruise? Sure. Come on down, John. Just come on down. It's about 83 degrees as I say this right now. Thankfully, and by the way, thanks for all the kind words and wishes this past week. Uncle Milton made a slight wobble to the south, which meant much more good news for us. So we were only minor, you know, trees and branches down. Floodwaters got within about 20 feet of the front water of our house, the front door of our house. It wasn't like high water, but water was approaching the house. And the canal right behind me back there got up to flood stage, but it never came into the backyard. So we made out really, really well. You know, you can donate to help those who are in need. I mean, the American Red Cross, the Humane Society, and the World Central Kitchen. Those are three really good ones to donate to if you want to help people. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Benny. Good morning, Fred. CJ's here. Alex is here. Lana is here. How are you? Lana says the thumbs up counter won't work. That's hilarious. Well, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Irene. How are you? How's everybody doing? So, good to see you all this morning. We are less than 1 week from... Oh, hey, HTX. You know what? I have these bright lights right in front of me, and I'm having a hard time seeing your handle. So you just got off the Carnival Jubilee. I hope you had a fabulous time. Yeah, Mustang, you started looking for an alternative cruise last night. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, look, you're still going to have fun on the Vista. Just go on the Vista, have a great time. It's going to be Halloween, so... hey, Brandy, we just got done talking about the Vista. We were just talking about the propulsion issues going on there. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not an engineer, so it is bizarre that it keeps having all those issues. So hopefully they're going to get a handle on it at some point. At least none of the ship's operations are being affected. So if you're on the ship, you're still going to have a great time. All the shows are still happening. All the restaurants are still running. Everything is still going. So you're going to have a great time. You just got off the Mardi Gras and you're going back for New Year's. Man, what a great ship. What a fun ship. Those XL class ships, they're absolutely amazing. So glad you had a good time. Look at this. Oh, God, Rick, Milton made your 73rd birthday memorable. Well, I hope everything turned out well for you down there, Rick. Definitely thinking of you guys way down there. Thankfully, everybody that I know, everybody's good. Thanks to our dear friend Stephanie Mullen, we actually evacuated to her house. She welcomed us in for the night, just in case, out of an abundance of caution. We didn't know if the floodwaters were going to come up or not, so she invited us to her house, and we stayed there overnight. That was a lot of fun. But thankfully, her house is fine, our house is fine, and so far, everybody that we know down here in Florida, everybody was good. So I hope everybody was good out there as well. So, so if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Walter, your independent travel agent. We book cruises, land, luxury, and expedition, predominantly cruises. That's what everybody knows us for. But we're booking more and more land tours, actually. We've got some really good land tour partners, and we're booking like longer vacations, things like that. We also have a bunch of groups going out. Let me quickly run through our group cruises if you want to come cruise with us. Now, we got a big one heading out on Sunday. By the way, for those of you who are watching who are going out on Sunday, now this is over on the YouTube side. I've got some interesting pictures. Cruise Fever took some beautiful pictures of the ship sitting in dock in Fort Lauderdale, and she's an absolutely gorgeous ship. I cannot wait to meet her. And then I noticed, I'm going to zoom in on the YouTube side. The gangway, the gangway is like going up. It's not 45 degrees, but I'd give it a good 30 degrees uphill. So y'all going on the Sun Princess with us, or anybody who's going on the Sun Princess out of Fort Lauderdale, you might want to bring your hiking shoes because you're going to be climbing the mountain to get onto that ship.
Yeah, that'll help with the calories once you get on the ship.
It'll help with the calories. And then getting off the ship, just hop on your luggage and just roll on down and off you go. I did also notice, though, in the picture, in fact, I'll put up the original picture. Oh, it's not in there. There's actually construction going on that particular terminal, so maybe they're going to, do it where you can come out more level with the ship. But yeah, so if you're going out on the Sun Princess anytime soon, get those hiking shoes out because you are going to be climbing the mountain to get up onto that ship. So, oh, hey, Cheryl is going on a disco cruise in February. Oh my gosh, that's going to be amazing. How fun. Where is that? What ship is that on? What ship and where are you going? That's going to be a lot of fun. We have a Valentine's cruise that we're going to be going on. Let me put that up there. So in February, we're going to be on the Margaritaville Islander from February 11th through the 17th. Our good friends Tony and Jenny B from Loca are going to be joining us on that cruise, and we're even going to have a vow renewal by the captain because it's Valentine's Day. And it just so happened to be Tony and Jenny's wedding anniversary that month, so that's going to be really cool. So if you want to come with us, and by the way, if you want to come with us on any of our group cruises or any of our group travel, just go to our website, where'swaltertravel.com. There are links, no matter where you are watching me right now. There are links in my profile. There's links in the description. There is a group travel. Button up there. So you just go on in there and you'll see. Oh, the Norwegian Pearl. How fun is that? So that must be one of those 6-man charter cruises. Have a great time. Hey, good morning, Stacy. Yes, we are good. We are good. Good morning, Sandra. Yes, we made it through. We're getting ready. We cannot wait. I hope everybody who's going with us on the Sun Princess is packing up right now to get ready to go.
Well, we can't ourselves. We can't do a lot of packing because we have somebody staying with us.
Yeah. Well, no, we're going to have to figure out a different place to do it. Typically, by now, we would have everything laid out on the table, but the hurricane kind of threw that off, and we've got a good friend coming on Thursday, a fellow KHM travel agent coming on Thursday, so we'll have to rejigger and put things in other places. So, Aaron, is the Vista still having issues? Yes, they reported today the Vista cannot get up to top speed. Again, the Carnival Vista is what we're talking about. Hey, thank Brandy for stopping in. Appreciate it. So the Carnival Vista was announced that she's still having propulsion issues, and this is after they took it out of service for a week. I don't know. I don't really know what to say about it. It's a great ship. It's a really fun ship. I just don't know about that. So, Yeah, I wish I could give you guys more information, but I know nothing about engineering on a ship. I just know how to get on one and how to enjoy it very much. So, oh my goodness. Hey, so John says his dining room table is covered in clothes and it has been for a couple of weeks. That's usually us, but the hurricane kind of threw that off.
We usually have a table set up in our guest bedroom.
Yeah, we usually do, but we just don't have any. We had other things that we had to worry about with Milton, first Helene and then Milton. So, hey, good morning, Silver Librarian. How are you? Good to see you. User 828 Royal Caribbean or Princess. Both? No, it just depends on what you're looking for. Where are you going? What are you looking for? What do you want out of it? I mean, the shows, I think, are actually pretty evenly matched. I mean,
Well, it depends on the ship, the Royal Caribbean ship.
yeah. So the Royal Caribbean ships do a really good job up in the front theater. And depending on the ship you're going on, they put more technology, I think, into the shows than just about anybody else. But the Princess original shows up front in the theater are actually very highly underrated. They're amazing. I would give the food edge to Princess, especially for the main dining room and the buffet. Now, when it comes to the specialty dining, depending on which one you go to, I still would give the edge to Princess. I think their specialty dining is a little better, a little more consistently better. But
you have more choice, especially on the bigger ships.
Yeah, on the bigger Royal Caribbean ships, you have a lot more choices than you would. It just depends on what you're looking for. There's no right answer to Royal Caribbean or Princess. It's never about the cruise line. It's always about the ship and the itinerary. So whatever ship, so basically what it comes down to, you want to sail at a certain time and you want to sail out of a certain area. Well, that limits you right off the bat. So, at any given time, any given port only has so many ships to choose from. So that's how we start. We don't start with a cruise line. We go with, okay, you want to go to Alaska, you want to sail out of Seattle, and you want to go in June of 25. Okay, well, there's only so many ships that we can choose from. And then based on that, then we start looking. So it's never really about the cruise line.
But you also need to take in consideration who you're traveling with.
Yes.
If you're traveling with a multi-generational family, that might be one answer. If you're traveling just as a couple, that might be a different answer.
Yeah. So there's a lot of factors that come into play, and one of the things that we do is we do an intake call with you when we start, and I ask you a whole lot of questions first to get started, and then that helps us to figure out, which ship and what would be best for you. So there's no right answer between Princess and Royal Caribbean. It's always the question between the ships that you have to choose from, and then the itinerary that you want to do, and then which one's going to give you the best experience. Usually when we work with a client that doesn't really know what cruise line they want to go out on or what ship, we usually end up presenting 3 or 4 options to the client to start with, and then we work from there. But we dial into the ship. It's not quite as much about the cruise line as it is the ship, really, and making sure that the ship matches up. And we've gotten so many great compliments from clients saying, you definitely listened to me. You gave me what we were looking for a vacation. So that's what we try to do. That's what we try to do, is to match you up with the right ship. So I don't know if that was helpful, but that's how we approach things. Kurt wants to know, is there plenty of gasoline for the ride down to Fort Lauderdale? So right in the lead up to Hurricane Milton, we heard that about 1,400 gas stations down here in Florida did run out of fuel, but we have not heard anything about fuel shortages. The most important thing that did not happen during Hurricane Milton is the Port of Tampa Bay did not get damaged. So the Port of Tampa Bay, as we all found out, is where most of the fuel for Florida comes in. And the port is reopened, and they prioritized the fuel ships first. That's why the cruise ships didn't come in right away. They actually prioritized the fuel ships first, got them in. So as far as I know, Kurt, we are good to drive through the state of Florida. There are probably still going to be pockets where you got to find it. But I would say by the time you come driving through next week, you should be good. So, yeah, Barbara, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Ruby the dog should have went through us for Star of the Seas. Well,
next time.
Hey, next time we'd be more than happy to help out. I mean, the thing about working with a travel advisor or a travel agent, once you find out about us, definitely we would love to help you. Yeah, definitely reach out next time. But we, a lot of people ask what are some of the advantages of going through a travel advisor. Number one, our services are 100% free. So it doesn't cost you anything. You're already paying for our services, whether you book through us or go straight through Royal Caribbean. There's a commission that's set for all travel advisors. And that's just built into the cruise fare. And some people have asked me, well, why do they do that? It's because the numbers that I saw at a training event is that travel agent book around 75% of all cruise staterooms. So that's rather remarkable when you think about, like all these big cruise lines. You're like, oh yeah, they're all booking their own people. And it's like, well, travel agents are still responsible for about 75% of all the staterooms. So that's why they have to work with us so much. And that's why it's always been, that's why all those commissions and everything are built in. So, our services are free. We have direct connections with the cruise lines, and sometimes we can throw in some extra perks. Like I had somebody reach out for a Royal Caribbean cruise this past week, and it just so happened our consortium had a group space on there still available. So I was able to, I think her cruise was $200 cheaper just because I was able to drop her into a group instead. So, which is not available through Royal Caribbean. Anyway, okay, that's it. But yeah, reach out. I would love to have you guys help us out, and thank you, Barbara, for the kind words. Colonel Dave Dixon just got back from Alaska on the Norwegian Jewel. It was so amazing. I'm so glad you had a great time. And what a great ship for that. The Jewel, that's the ship that we're going to be on, right, out of Philadelphia. To me, smaller is better in Alaska. You do not want to be on these really big ships in Alaska because the ports are small. You've got just so many people who need to get off at all these ports and whatnot. So smaller is better. I'm so glad you went on the Jewel. I'm glad you had a great time. It's hard to have a bad time in Alaska. Yes, the weather can be. The weather is the weather in Alaska, and especially like this past month, there have been quite a few ships that haven't been able to make port calls because of weather. That's part of going to Alaska. It really is part of going to Alaska. And while it stinks that you may not get to a certain port, you're still up there. You're still enjoying everything that is Alaska. And Alaska is just one of those most amazing destinations ever. So I'm glad you had a great time. Ruby's never been on an inaugural cruise. It's a bucket list item for me. So anybody who's going to book an inaugural cruise, as long as you don't have to fly a long ways to get to it, okay, that's great. If you have to fly a long way, just keep in mind that, even before the pandemic, inaugural cruises were about 50-50 shot of actually being done on time. So, like for us, I would have no problem at all booking an inaugural cruise out of Florida because we're just driving, so it doesn't matter. But if I had to, say, fly over to Europe for an inaugural cruise, I probably would not book it just because. So I'm glad you're going to go on it. That's going to be really, really cool. We were on a preview on the Icon, and that was cool. That was actually really cool. So, hey, Michael, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much for your kind words there. I really do appreciate it. Aaron, Aaron is curious, for the Sun Princess group cruise, what percentage of the group chose Plus or Premier?
I think it's about 50-50.
Yeah, it might
Maybe
be.
slightly, maybe 60-40, but I think.
Yeah, I'd say 60-40 Plus. You think, or is it Premier?
I think more people, if there's one that has more, it's probably Premier.
Premier, yeah. I can tell you nobody went standard on our cruise. Everybody has the Plus or the Premier because it is a fabulous package. If you have not done Princess and you don't know what we're talking about, Princess Cruises has the Plus and the Premier package, which are just honestly the best paid upgrade package at sea right now. I do think they're going to have to think about limiting Premier with that unlimited dining. But basically what makes the Plus so good is that your gratuities, the drinks package, and the Wi-Fi are all built in. And if you were to get those individually, just those 3 items, you would be over the $60 per day that the Plus is. Plus you get some meals, you get room service delivery, you get Ocean Now delivery, you get 2 desserts a day, unlimited juice bar. So there's a lot that comes with it, and it's a really good package. And then if you want to step up to Premier, Premier has unlimited dining and more devices and reserved seating. Go ahead.
And just to give you perspective, it is unlikely you could get the Royal Caribbean drink package alone for $60.
Yeah, $69 is the cheapest I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and sometimes it's over $100. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just to give you a little perspective, just for the drink package on Royal
Exactly.
Caribbean.
So even if you don't, and people are like, well, look, I don't drink alcohol, so it should be less. So when you put together the non-alcoholic package with the Wi-Fi and the gratuities, it's actually $60, $61 a day. So that's why they don't charge any less, because it's literally the same price as if you did them all separately. So, yeah. You're going on the Glory and then Horizon next week and a celebration for Thanksgiving. Wow, man, Mike, you are doing some serious cruising. That's going to be fun. Celebration for Thanksgiving. So here's my tip for everybody who's sailing around Thanksgiving, because we love to sail Thanksgiving. I think we've done 5 now, something like that.
5 or 6.
So my advice when you're going on one of these cruise ships, especially the mainstream cruise lines, is don't get the Thanksgiving dinner in the main dining room. Very difficult to make a good meal, a good Thanksgiving meal for 2,000 people or whatever it is. I mean, it's just hard to do that. My recommendation is, if you really want the turkey dinner for Thanksgiving, go up to the buffet. They're usually carving a fresh turkey
Well,
right there.
I don't know if on Carnival, do they do that?
I don't know, but I would check
Yeah.
to see if they do that. Or just go have a specialty dining meal that night, like the Rudy Sea Grill is amazing on those ships. Just forget about the Thanksgiving dinner, because if you order that Thanksgiving dinner in the main dining room, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be Piccadilly cafeteria. It's not going to be a great dinner. The mashed potatoes might be good, but the turkey's probably going to be dry, and the gravy's not going to be, what you expect it to be. But it's just the nature of, and the one and only time we did it was on Holland America, and I've never done it since. Well, except for Virgin Voyages. Now, Virgin Voyages did a really cool thing where they served it the entire week in all of their restaurants, and each restaurant did a different take on it, which was actually really cool. And that was actually quite good. But like if I was on Princess, Holland America, Carnival, Celebrity, all those, I would not order Thanksgiving dinner in the main dining room. It's usually just not that great. So yeah. Silver Librarian wants to talk about Sun Princess and how upset everybody is about the gift card stopped on AARP. So there's mixed information coming out about that. If you don't know what we're talking about, AARP sells gift cards at below face value. Currently they do it for Holland America, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and Carnival, and they used to sell them for Princess. Now, I've heard that Princess is the reason why they stopped selling them, that Princess pulled the program. Somebody in one of those AARP threads said that the Princess reps were surprised that the cards weren't still there. They said it was not their decision. So I don't know whatever reason, but they're no longer there, so you can't get them for discount. But you can still get Holland America, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and Princess, or Carnival, saving you 8 to 10% off your cruise fare. So we encourage all of our clients to use those cards. You only got to be 18 years old to join AARP, and once you join, you can start buying those cards. We have one client who saved about $1,500 on 4 cabins on Celebrity using those gift cards. They are legit. They're really good. I hope they'll bring the Princess card back, but that's up to AARP and Princess to figure it out.
Yeah,
so.
and they have had other cards go away and come back before, so
Yeah.
it's a possibility.
We'll see. Hey, Alex, thanks for the kind words. Walter and Rebecca are great. They were able to find the ideal itinerary. Now just waiting till next year. Thank you, Alex, for the kind words. Love it. Yes. Oh, yeah. So now there's an enhanced premiere. So John did the enhanced premiere. So basically, if you get Princess Premiere, if you're on Princess, you get Princess Premiere. You got unlimited dining, and that's like all the restaurants.
Specialty restaurants.
All the specialty restaurants, with a couple of exceptions, like Love by Brito is not on there. Which, by the way, I wasn't interested on that on Sun Princess. Now I am, after seeing Tony eat there and a few other people eat there. It actually looks legit. It looks really good. But yeah, so you got unlimited dining, you got 4 Wi-Fi devices, you've got reserved seating for all the theater shows, and there's just so much cool things
And
happening with Princess Premiere.
My only thing with that, if I was on one of the ships that only had, say, 2 specialty restaurants, I would be maybe slightly less inclined to get Premier, just because
Yeah, so
the majority of what you're paying for to upgrade is
it's the
extra
dining.
meals.
Yeah, so Rebecca makes a good point. Princess Premier Unlimited Dining is, you have to think about it on the ships that might only have 2 or 3 specialty restaurants. Is it worth paying all that extra for that, or is it worth just paying for the specialty meals? So yeah, it's an interesting paradox, if you will. Hey, Bill Guru. What?
particularly if you book late in the game, you need to make sure there's actually reservations available
Yeah.
before you bother
So
getting.
Bill's got
there.
46 days until Virgin Voyages Rome to Miami. He's going to be bringing back the brand spanking new Scarlet Lady from her dry dock with the all-new Lotus Blossom by Razzle Dazzle, which is
You're
going to be their new...
expecting reviews.
Yeah, Bill, we want to hear all about that menu when you come back. So Virgin Voyages has finally realized that maybe having 4 identical ships is not the way to go, so they're going to start doing some tweaks. Scarlet Lady's going to get 20 new suites, which means she's going to lose 40 balcony cabins, and she is getting the first Asian restaurant, so that'll be Lotus Blossom by Razzle Dazzle.
Gunbay's Asian, but. this
Yeah,
would
it's
be-
a Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is going to be Chinese, I think it is. Yeah. So, yeah. Douglas saying that he wants to do a Southern Caribbean on Carnival, but with those nagging issues, I'm wondering what other ships do that itinerary. A lot. I mean, Princess does it, Celebrity does it, Norwegian, I believe, does it.
And there may be some,
Oceana, Azamara. I mean,
and
there's
there
a
may
lot
be
of
some
choices.
Carnival ships other than the Vista
Yeah.
and Horizon that do it
In
as
fact, I
well.
know the Celebration does it. They do, on occasion, they'll do an 8-night that goes down deep, and Mardi Gras, I don't think the Mardi Gras does it, but the
No.
Celebration does do an 8-night every so often that goes down deep into the Caribbean. But yeah, there's a lot of choices. Holland America does it. So there are a lot of choices if you want to do the Southern Caribbean, especially if you're looking at the ABC. I mean, the Celebrity Beyond is a very popular ship for that. The Celebrity Edge class ships are a very popular ship for the ABC. I just booked a client yesterday, actually. He is going on the Explorer Journey 2. And he's doing the ABC Islands from San Juan, which is actually going to be kind of cool. So yeah, you've got all kinds of stuff. Becky is saying that Newegg has discounted Princess cards recently, so she just bought some. Oh, that's cool. That's good to know. So I have not seen that, but so she said Newegg has been having some discounted cards. So there you go. There you go. I love it. Let's see. Colonel Dave Dixon. MSC World America in April, maiden voyage is your next cruise. Wow, I know John's excited about that too. I really want to see that. I really want to see that ship. I think that might be the one that we finally do the yacht club. I mean, we can go check that out. It's going to be the biggest yacht club at sea, so why not? Act Normal, I'd love that handle. Hey, Walter, you just got off the Enchanted Princess yesterday. Plus was well worth it. I think everybody who goes on Princess cruises should seriously consider the Plus. You should
Even if
seriously
you don't
consider
drink.
Plus.
I don't drink, really.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe once or twice a cruise.
It works. It works so well. It really does enhance your cruise, and it kind of takes away that nickel and dime feeling. So, Colonel Dave Dixon is saying that on the Norwegian Jewel, the Moderno Brazilian steakhouse was not good. Well, that is obviously an up and down experience depending, but that's supposed to be a good experience. I'm sorry you didn't have the best experience on there, but thank you.
I was not planning on going to that one
Rebecca
myself.
doesn't eat meat, so she doesn't care. So, Blonde Mini, I love it. When you buy a Carnival AARP gift card, when is it active to use it, and what is it not used for? You have a cruise to pay off in 2 weeks. So the card is active the minute you get it. So when you go to AARP, you buy the gift card, and usually within the hour, you're going to get an email back saying, here's your card. It can take up to 24 hours. But the minute you get it, it's good to go. Now, Carnival, I think, is good on the ship,
I believe so.
but you have to read the terms and conditions in there. You can definitely pay for the cruise with it.
Even the
but-
deposit.
Yeah, even the deposit. But whether you can use it on the ship, because I know for sure Royal Caribbean Celebrity, that's a no-no. You cannot use the card on the ship at all. So you can't use it to pay for anything. But for the cruise itself, you can pay for that.
Except the deposit.
Yeah, but the gift card is active the moment you get it. That's what our clients do. Like, they get the email from AARP and saying, here's your card, and then they just send it on to me, and I go ahead and apply it to the cruise. It's really easy with Carnival and Holland. Royal Caribbean and Celebrity make us email it in. It's really silly, and then it takes 7 to 10 days. Even though in the booking engine, there's a tab there that says gift card. I can't enter them in. It's really, really silly. So hopefully someday they will be able to do that. So Eric, that's right, man. You're 25 days from your back-to-back Rome to New York City and New York City to Bermuda on the Prima for Thanksgiving. That's going to be a lot of fun. That is going to be a lot of fun. What a way to do it, huh? What a way to do it. Kurt's asking about our client portal system. Will you eventually be able to make cruise payments through the Turn app? No. You will always be authorizing us to make the payments. To our understanding, that is a very difficult road to go down. Cruise lines are not going to open up their payment system to a third party. That would just open up a whole host of security issues. So right now, you will be doing what you always do, which is just simply authorize me to make your payment. So, yeah, but I don't, even like people using Uplift, right? So like you can use Uplift to go ahead and do that short-term loan to pay for travel. They're not paying the cruise line. They're actually giving you a virtual credit card, which you then turn around to pay the cruise line. So even the ones that they work directly with. So, Blonde Minnie, I'm glad that was helpful. Certainly reach out if we can ever help you in the future. I see we're 30 minutes in already. Wow. I'll just remind everybody that we're Where's Walter Travel. We're independent travel agents in the Orlando, Florida area. We work with clients all over the country. In fact, even all over the world. We've got a couple of global clients too. It's just amazing what this does, being able to talk to you all. Our services are 100% free, and we book cruises, land, luxury, and expedition. So yay! So thank you so much. Please like, share, follow, do all those wonderful things that all the social platforms do. We really do appreciate your support. Let's see, traveling with Robert. My thoughts on perfect day in Mexico. I think it's very interesting. I personally think that Royal Caribbean has tipped their hand to let us know that Icon 3 is probably going to be in Galveston, because that will be the Galveston's perfect day. Right now, they do have a couple of 8-night cruises where they do come around to the Bahamas and they go to Coco Cay. Now they won't need to. I do think it's interesting that they essentially bought the Costa Maya port. So while other cruise lines will still be able to come in, there's only 4 berths there. And with Royal Caribbean now owning the port, they're going to have first say of who can, they get the first choices to come in, and everybody else is going to have to deal with the scrap. And they have already said that the celebrity ships will be welcome in there as well, just like they are now. So Royal Caribbean guests and celebrity guests will be able to go to Coco Cay. Perfect Day Mexico, which includes that water park. When you come into Costa Maya, you see that little temple with the water park. Apparently the land they bought encompasses that, and they will be turning that into their new water park. So I think it's a very interesting idea. It's going to be larger. It's basically their answer to Celebration Key. I mean, Celebration Key is going to be bigger, and it looks like it could be better than Coco Cay. It's going to be amazing. And it was very smart of Carnival to build it on, essentially land versus an island. So obviously Royal Caribbean saw that when, that's a pretty smart idea, because you have quote unquote unlimited space versus just having an island. So I think it's a great idea. It's interesting that Royal Caribbean's also building these beach clubs in Nassau and Cozumel, which is usually another stop on you go Costa Maya, Cozumel. Those are 2 stops. So Royal Caribbean is basically saying, go to our spot. And so Royal Caribbean is basically creating a, more of an inclusive experience, which on one hand is good. On the other hand, it's like if you just go to the Royal Caribbean things, and you're missing out on other things that you could be seeing. But yeah, I think it's a good move, and I really think that kind of tells us that Icon 3 is going to be in Galveston when she comes out. So that'll be a great information, or that'll be a great addition for those folks. Barbara Kempton, what's the best package to get on the Margaritaville cruise? Well, that all depends on you. I mean, now Margaritaville is an interesting company. Margaritaville at Sea, they have different packages for the Paradise and the Islander, so they're not exactly the same. But which package you get just depends on you. It's the same thing we say about everything. Do the math. Do the math. You can certainly Google Margaritaville Islander bar menu. You can Google restaurant menus, and you can see, how much does it cost to do everything. And is it worth it? Then you look at the cost of the package and go, am I going to drink enough, or am I going to eat enough to make it worthwhile to do the package, or am I better off going a la carte? I think at the moment we don't have a package of anything for February. So just do the math.
Possibly we might get one of the dining packages.
Yeah, we might.
But the drink packages, I barely drink. I don't really drink soda. I have maybe like 1 ginger ale a cruise.
Yeah.
So It's
So,
really
may or may
not, the math does not work for us.
Anytime a drink packet doesn't have coffee, that actually really factors into my decision. I know I joke about stuff like that, but I mean, you know, coffee is around $3 or $4, and I could easily drink 4, you know, specialty coffees a day. And wow, he's flying low. Yes, we are outside. You know, so that's like $12 or $15 a day just on coffee. And then when a packet does not include specialty coffee, which Margaritaville does not, then it's like, well, then that's $15 I'm going to be spending on my own anyway. So you really just have to do the math, just like everything else out there. Anthony, I think, what is my opinion on NCL's new all-inclusive? So Norwegian Cruise Line just recently switched from free at sea to more at sea, and they're so excited about more. The actual package itself, if you compare free at sea to more at sea, you do actually get a little bit more, it appears. Now, they took away the $15 drink limit, and now it looks like you're kind of forced into a menu, which they say is more options than you used to have. The dining, certainly, if you're staying in a balcony for a week, you get 3 dinners now instead of 2. So there are bits and pieces of it that are better. The Wi-Fi thing is still silly, you know, that they're doing 150 minutes or 250 minutes. But from what we've been told, if you upgrade to the unlimited, the more at sea doesn't really apply. And I don't think most people realize you were never paying for that Wi-Fi anyway. There was like 0 cost for the Wi-Fi, even in the free at sea. So you will have to pay full price to go unlimited. Where the whole thing falls apart is anybody who ordered Plus. What they're trying to say is that the more at sea replaces the Plus beverage packet, but that's not true at all, because the Plus beverage packet had coffee in it, it had bottles of wine at dinner, and it had some other top
Bottled
level
water, too.
Yeah, it had bottled water, and it had some other top level spirits that are still not included in the more at sea. So that's the part that I don't buy, and that part just really isn't true, to be honest with you. Because if you look at the Plus beverage packet, the old Plus beverage packet, and then you look at more at sea, those packages do not match up just on the beverage side alone. The other thing they did was they eliminated any way to upgrade your beverage packet. I think you have to be in a concierge level, Haven level, you get a different drink packet, but that's the only way to get it.
Well, you can buy a separate water package, and you can buy a separate coffee package.
Coffee pack, but not alcohol. Alcohol, you will be paying a la carte for anything that you want to get that's not included in it. So just face value, more at sea versus free at sea, yes, technically you are getting more. It's just the people who upgraded to Plus and like to upgrade to Plus, they're actually getting less. So, Sandy, what's the cutoff date to add a package to the Margaritaville Islander for the Valentine's cruise? You can actually buy it on board. You're going to pay 10% less if you get it. I think you got to do it within 48 hours of the cruise.
I thought it was 10 days.
Oh, 10 days. Okay, maybe it's 10 days.
It says on the website.
Yeah, so it's 10% off if you order it up to a certain time. So,
But you can get it, like, in fact, in the terminal, they'll have a desk where you could purchase that if you wanted to.
Yeah, you can actually purchase it right there. So, Blonde Minnie, another question. What is the benefit of booking with a travel agent like me versus booking direct? You're new. You've been booking direct over the Carnival website. So, number one, you're paying for a service that you're not receiving. So, our commissions are built in to the cruise fare. And when you book a cruise with Carnival, you book a cruise with me, you're going to be paying the same price unless I have access to a group rate, or sometimes I have access to other rates that you simply don't have access to. For example, on Royal Caribbean, I have friends and family rates that are not available. You can't call Royal Caribbean and ask for a friends and family rate. They cannot sell that to you, whereas I can as a travel agent. So that's number one. Sometimes we can get you better deals. I mentioned it earlier. We saved somebody $200 on a Royal Caribbean cruise just a couple days ago because we happen to have group rates. The other thing is that I'm an independent travel agent. So when you call Carnival, their only job is to make sure that you book that Carnival cruise, even if it's not exactly the right ship for what you want, and it's not exactly the right ship for your itinerary. Whereas me, I represent, gosh, I think we represent over 50 cruise lines between river and ocean, and our job is to get you the best vacation. It doesn't matter. To us, it doesn't. It's going to come out right, but it doesn't matter to us which cruise line we put you on. We just want to put you on the right ship for that itinerary. So we work for you. We advocate for you, not for the cruise line. Last but not least, we have direct connection. So at Carnival, I've got Bentley. And if things go sideways or I need an answer that I'm just simply not getting, Bentley or her support team can assist me. I've got amazing, like Kathy over at Royal Caribbean. Oh my gosh, Kathy is like the most amazing person out there. Tamika at Virgin Voyages. So we have these direct connection. And then, you know, we try to give a little something back to all of our clients when we can. So when you get on the ship, you might have some onboard credit, you might have some chocolate covered strawberries, you might have some gifts waiting for you in the room. So we try to take care of that. And so we represent you, we don't represent the cruise line. So that is our job, to make sure you get the best possible vacation. And again, you know, our services are 100% free to you. We are paid a commission by the travel partners, whether that's a land partner, a cruise partner, whatever it is, except for airlines. Airlines stopped working with travel agents about 15 years ago or so.
Longer
so there
than
you
that,
go.
I think.
Yeah, so that's the long and short of it right there. So KB, 7 days to the symphony. Oh my God, have a great time. I love the symphony. I love the symphony.
You have playlists on YouTube and
That's true,
TikTok?
yeah. I have a whole playlist on TikTok and YouTube on the symphony, including a whole food thing. So yeah, a lot of great food on that ship. A couple misses, but a lot of great food on that ship. My biggest tip for the symphony and any Oasis class ship: when you first get on the ship, obviously everybody goes up to the Windjammer because that's the thing. I like to go down to Park Cafe in Central Park. It's quieter. They have a nice little lunch going on there. Or if you really want that buffet experience, go on up to the Solarium buffet in the front of the ship versus going to the Windjammer. It's going to be a lot quieter. So yeah. Good morning, Georgia. How are you? Cruise Live TV, you'd love that water park. It has elevators to the top of the slides. Ooh, well,
I like that idea.
well, I wonder if they'll still be there because, you know,
Oh,
Royal
that's
Caribbean's
right.
taking it over. So, John says he's going to be in Costa Maya in May. It'll be interesting if they start construction by then. I'm sure they will. At least they're going to have it blocked off. They say it's going to open in 2027. So I would not be surprised. Well, I don't know. But, you know, one of the things that Royal Caribbean did say is they're still exploring, they're still figuring it out. But I would think by May, they're going to be pushing dirt, or at the very least, they're going to have that whole area closed. They may leave that water park running until they're ready to start working on it. So, yeah. Blonde, Blonde Minnie's going on your next cruise without a drink package. You're used to the Cheers package. You're nervous it will cost more for your husband and you. You just have to do the math. Cheers is $60 or $65 a day.
Something like that.
That's $120, $130 a day. So again, just Google the Carnival drink menu and take a look.
I know for
See.
us, when we did the math,
Yeah,
and
way off.
it cost less then, and I think the Cheers package cost $50 a day at
Yeah.
that point. And we saved, what, like $400 or $500 by
We
not
saved around
getting the
$500.
package.
You can actually find a video if you search for it. You're watching me on YouTube right now. I actually did a comparison when we went on the Carnival Mardi Gras. So you can just look up drink or drink package or comparison or something like that on my YouTube channel. You'll actually see how much money we saved on the Carnival Mardi Gras by not getting a drinks package. So yeah, but I love that. Good morning, Love Boat Cruiser. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. We're going on the Sun Princess next Sunday. Yay,
Saturday.
I can't wait. Saturday, whatever day it is, we're going next week. You're welcome, folks. I'm glad you appreciate what we're doing. We try. We like to have fun, and this is basically us. When you work with us for a cruise, I mean, basically, I'm the guy that you're going to be talking to all the time, and then Rebecca does a lot of the research. She does a lot of the back-end office work, but a lot of the research is actually done by Rebecca. She does an amazing job researching all the various cruise lines and digging into the ships. And then we work together to figure out, well, which ones are we going to present to you guys. But the two of us have been cruising almost 20 years. It's getting really close. And next week, we will be celebrating 2 years of Where's Walter Travel. We'll actually be on the Sun Princess on October 22nd. That will be officially 2 years since Where's Walter Travel launched. My previous career was over 30 years in television, film, and marketing, so that's what I did for over 30 years. And 2 years ago, next week, we launched Where's Walter Travel, and we've been so proud to welcome all of you guys, and we're so excited. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, you can see those amazing travel partners that we have, Sean and Stef, Lido, Loca, the Joy of Cruising podcast and Cruise RX. We're very proud that they all want to partner up with us, and they allow us to represent the brand. So absolutely freaking amazing. So, Pat, I think you're going on the breakaway in 14 days. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear all about it. That's awesome. Breakaway, great ship. I love the breakaway class ship. Deck 8, the waterfront. That is our jam. You know, the only negative to those ships is the pool area is kind of small, especially for a ship that big. But love the waterfront area down on deck 8. That's like our jam. We'll find the shady side of the ship, and there's big comfy chairs down there. There's usually one bar. That's an indoor-outdoor bar. And of course, they do the alfresco dining outside, which is lovely in the restaurant. But on the breakaway class ship, you will usually find us on deck 8, relaxing during the day. It's absolutely beautiful. Leanne, is the cabin water okay to drink? Absolutely. 100%. That's the same water that they're serving in the restaurants. It's filtered water.
And they do more processing of reverse osmosis and all these things to process the water, so.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, but the water.
And I see we have someone who disagrees, but.
But no, it's the same water that they serve in the restaurant and they serve everywhere else. Yes, you can absolutely drink that water straight out of your cabin. It is the same filtered water that is used everywhere else. So, they may have a little bit more filtration, in some of them, but I mean, it's basically the same water. So yeah, 100% safe to drink right out of the tap. So yeah. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate it. Alex is wondering if there's any chance Norwegian will change up Morrissey based on all the feedback. Who knows? Supposedly cruise lines. Listen, now, if you read all of the marketing material, Morrissey was created because of consumer feedback. And that may be true. The free at sea part was, but I'm thinking the eliminating plus wasn't part of the discussion. So yeah, I mean, cruise line if there's overwhelming feedback on something, obviously the cruise lines are going to listen and say, well, we got to do something because we're getting way too much feedback. Hey, by the way, I see that some comments were filtered on TikTok. If you're trying to ask us a question about Virgin Voyages, we are a top 100 sales agent for Virgin Voyages in the U.S., so we know a lot about those cruise lines and those ships. If you're trying to ask a question on TikTok, use the letters VV. You cannot use the word Virgin on TikTok. Don't know why. Virgin Voyages is a big channel on TikTok, but if you're trying to ask a question about Virgin Voyages, use the letters VV, and we'll be glad to try to answer that question for you. Kurt saying that the Mayan Chan Beach Club in Costa Maya is fantastic. I have seen that. That's great. Yeah, that's interesting. So Eric, one of our clients, is saying that he'd been a Norwegian loyalist because of Free at Sea Plus. He loves it. Because of More at Sea, he's now coming over to the Emerald Princess Hawaii Group Cruise. He's now branching over to other cruise line. If you're a big fan of Free at Sea, you've actually been missing out compared to Princess Plus. Princess Plus does cost more. However, what you are getting, if you want More at Sea, it's Princess Plus and Premier, to be honest with you. And it was one of the things that Eric and I talked about was, if you're disappointed in the Free at Sea Plus being eliminated, you should be looking at Princess and considering what Princess has to offer. Now, he's coming with us on the Emerald Princess. We're going to be 16 days on the ship. That is our group cruise. In fact, let me go ahead and pop that up if anybody wants to come with us. We've got a Hawaii group cruise going out February 4th through the 20th, 2026 on the Emerald Princess. We go to LA, Honolulu, Hilo, Kahului, Kauai, and then Ensenada. Plus, we're going to have a pre-cruise in Disneyland. I haven't figured that part out yet, but we're going to do that.
They don't have the hotels open yet.
No. So anybody who has been disappointed by what Norwegian is doing with the Free at Sea, especially the Free at Sea Plus, I would be looking at Princess. I'd be looking really hard at Princess. I think, generally the main dining room and the buffet experiences are better and more interesting on Princess. Specialty dining, Norwegian does a great job with specialty dining, so I think they're going to be about a wash there. But yeah, I think one thing that the whole more at sea thing did was open up people's eyes to going to other cruise lines, to be honest with you, and especially Princess. If you're a person that really enjoys packages, you like the drinks package, you want the Wi-Fi, you want the coffee, you like having some meals included, Princess is there. And there just seems to be a notion that, oh, it's an old person's cruise line. Yes, there are older people who go on Princess, but there's a lot of families that go on Princess as well. So it's a wide spectrum. It is a wide spectrum of people that go on those ships. And now we've got things like the Sun Princess, which I cannot wait till next Saturday to go meet this ship. But yeah, so if you're a person that, I'm tired of being nickel and dime, there's two ways to go about that. One, you step up to luxury cruise line. Zamara, Oceana, those are your entry level. You go into Viking, your Silver Sea, your Seabourn. Things are included in those cruise fares. You look at Virgin Voyages, more things are included in the cruise fare. And then you look at Princess. And yes, you do have to pay, go to Princess Plus, but you look at everything that's in there, right? You got drinks package that includes coffee. You've got a Wi-Fi package. You've got your gratuities are in there. You're going to get casual meals. You're going to get 2 desserts every single day, premium dessert, these crazy premium desserts, big slices of cake or ice cream. You're going to get a free Ocean Now delivery. So you order anything you want from the app. You got food and drinks that are available from the app. Because you're wearing the Ocean Medallion, they know where you are on the ship. They bring it to you. So there's so much that's offered in Princess Plus, and then you step up to Princess Premier, and now all of a sudden you got unlimited dining, you've got 4 Wi-Fi devices per person, you've got unlimited drinks, and I do mean unlimited drinks. That 15 drink limit is gone once you step up to Princess Premier. You got reserved seating in the theater. I think that's one of the best things because, everybody who's in the theater early, we're all looking at those empty seats and just, not very happy about all those empty seats. And you can just come cruising in 10 minutes before the show and your seat is waiting for you. And then about 5 minutes before the show, there's the mad rush when they finally release those seats.
Now,
so I think that's one of the best things.
The one minor caveat to the drink packages on Princess, and it's pretty much every line, is there are certain states where there are restrictions until they get out in international waters. But that's with every cruise line. Everyone deals with it differently. I don't really remember whether Princess just doesn't start the package till day 2 or if they wait till you're in international waters.
I don't know, but that's up to every cruise line. But the best onboard package at sea right now is from Princess in terms of a paid package that you have to get when you're comparing a free at sea or you're comparing Royal Caribbean or you're comparing Carnival and all those guys. Princess just, hands down. It's just a good value.
And I think one of the lesser talked about parts of the changes with Norwegian is the changes they're making to their dining, their specialty dining. They're going to fixed rates for all their specialty dining. There's 3 different tiers, and then there is no additional dining package you can buy.
Right.
So once you get whatever you get with More at Sea, you just have to pay a la carte for the rest of them. So it pays to know which restaurants are the more expensive ones, use those for your More at Sea, and save the cheaper ones to pay out of pocket.
That's another interesting thing. So Norwegian got rid of the Plus package, and they got rid of dining packages. I mean, even Royal Caribbean has dining packages. I think Carnival has dining. No, maybe they don't.
They might
But
on some of the ships.
Yeah, they've set a flat rate. So I think Norwegian just kind of shot themselves in the foot with this one. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. My rep is not happy with me talking about it this way, but I mean, if there's one thing that all y'all know from watching me and from working with me is I am very honest about things. I'm very, very honest about things. And I think that's the right way to be because it's wrong for me to try to sell you something and not have your eyes wide open to understand everything that comes along with that. I know MSC is tired of me talking about
And it's not like we won't sail Norwegian or we won't sail MSC. We'll sail all of these lines.
You just need to know. I mean, I got it up on the screen now. The big Lido Loca group cruise is on Norwegian. We're all going on the Norwegian Jewel out of Philadelphia. It's going to be the very first cruise out of Philadelphia in decades. So if you want to go on that, you want to meet Tony, you want to meet Jenny B, you want to meet us. We're going to be there April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. It's the Lido Loca Triangle. So we go to Philadelphia to Bermuda, then we come over to Charleston, and then we go back up again. So that's the Lido Loca Triangle. Over 260 of us will sail on this cruise. We do not know how many will make it back once we get back from the triangle. But we'll see. We'll do a head count when we get back. But no, it's going to be a really fun cruise, and there will be activities from Tony and Jenny B. Plus, we're going to be in Philadelphia for a couple of days prior to the cruise, hanging out there as well. And those of you who are watching on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook, I'm going to kind of flip through all of these groups. You can just go to where'swaltertravel.com and go check the group travel. All of our groups are on there. Lynn, what are the best luxury cruise line to consider? Just like everything else, there is no best luxury line. It's what has the best needs for you. I will say the one that's getting more attention lately is Explora. They're starting to come on strong, Explora Journeys. That is a new one from MSC Cruises. It's actually the daughter of the family that owns MSC. And for those of you who have not realized, MSC is one of the largest cruise lines. They probably will be the largest cruise line in terms of ships within the next 5 years. They're going to blow right by Royal Caribbean and Carnival with the amount of ships that they're building.
And they're still privately owned.
Yeah, and they are privately owned by the family. And so it's the same company that owned the big freight line, MSC Freight Line. You see them everywhere. So it's the daughter that launched Explora Journeys, and she's building 6 ships. And Explora 2, I think, just launched. Explora 3 will be coming, I believe, next year. And from all accounts, we are now booking, more clients onto them. By all accounts, it sounds like what she did was she basically went on all the luxury lines and had the advantage of starting brand new, starting fresh, and kind of saw what was good on everybody else and kind of brought it together. From colleagues who have sailed and from our clients who have already sailed, they say this is the real deal. It's absolutely beautiful. The base cabin, like the base cabin that you can get, is 330 square foot ocean suite with a balcony, so there are no interiors, there's no ocean views. They start with a beautiful 330 square foot suite. That's absolutely beautiful. But some of the cruise lines, some of the ones that we sell the most and that we really enjoy, like we really enjoy Oceania. We have a big group going on Oceania to Alaska next year. In fact, I'll put that up on the screen. Azamara is another great luxury line. These are smaller luxury lines, and of course you get into Silversea, you get into Seabourn, Viking. When you get into things like Viking and Azamara, there are no casinos on board. So if that's important to you, then you don't want to go on those. I don't care either way. Viking is adults only.
And completely non-smoking as well.
And they're completely there's no smoking allowed on a Viking ship anywhere. So it's just like everybody else. Is where do you want to go? How long do you want to be gone? And what time frame do you want to go? And then just like every other experience, there are going to be a limited number of ships that are available at that particular time, at that particular place, and where you want to go. So then we just look at the ships. The experiences on board, I think, are somewhat similar. Some of them you're going to get that butler service. Some of them you don't until you get to a certain level. Some of them, most of them, everything is included, but there may be upcharges. Like even Explora Journeys has an upcharge. They have Anthology Restaurant. That's an upcharged restaurant on the ship. So the experiences are rather similar once you start getting into that luxury line. In terms, you're going to be pampered. You're going to have amazing crew. You should have incredible food. Then it comes down to that specific ship or the itinerary that you're going to be going on. But Explora is the one that's making a little more noise of late as people are starting to experience it and see it. And now they've got a second ship out, third ship coming out next year, total of 6 ships coming soon. In fact, I've just booked somebody yesterday on a beautiful ABC cruise out of San Juan on Explorer 2. So that's the one that's making more noise of late. I will say that. And it's starting to get noticed. So, yeah, thank you for the question, though. Good morning, Kathy. Good to see you. Good to see you. And thank you for all of your support. Best for a first-time cruiser. Well, it's just, and the person right behind you saying best cruise for you and a partner to go on. Again, there is no best first cruise. And I know I sound like a broken record, and I apologize for that. But, for your first cruise, first of all, I think you should go on a 7-night. I think that should be a minimum. You should not go on a 3 or 4 night unless you're just not sure if you might get seasick. But generally, 3 and 4 night cruises, especially the 3-nighters, those are party cruises. I'm on a ship for 3 nights. I've got the drink package. I'm going to get everything I can get. And they kind of turn into a party cruise. Whereas a 7-night cruise, generally people are they're pacing themselves. There's still going to be that party contingent, but they're usually smaller. And during a 7-night cruise, you really get a chance to experience the various restaurants, the various shows, the various things to do. You have more time rather than trying to cram it all in and go, that was overwhelming. Because a 3-night cruise can be overwhelming if you're trying to do a lot of stuff. 7-night cruise gives you more chance to experience what ship life is really like, to experience going to the ports and things like that. And then in terms of what is the best first cruise, it still comes down to when can you go, where can you go out of, and then how long ultimately do you want that 7-night, do you want a 10-night, do you want something shorter? Because there are only so many ships that are available to meet those parameters. And then based on those parameters and what you've told me during our first discussion, like what's important to you, is food important, are the shows important, are the drinks important, are the pools important, are the activities important, are the ports important? Based on everything that you've given us, all the parameters, there are probably going to be, say, 3 or 4 really good choices for you to go out on. And of course, budget, that's a big one in there as well. You know, what is your budget? We're going to pick the ship that works for you. So there is no best first cruise. If somebody tells you that XYZ cruise line is the best one to go on first, it's because they like it and they want you to like it too. But you may go on there and go, oh my God, that was horrible. I didn't like anything about it. I don't know if I'll ever go on another cruise. That first experience, you really got to go on the right ship. It has nothing to do with the cruise line whatsoever. It has to be the right ship. Go on that ship. Go on the right first ship, and we give you that best opportunity to enjoy cruising. Cruising not for everybody. You know, it really isn't. One of the biggest negatives, and we hear this a lot, is you don't get a lot of time in port. And you really don't. You know, you get to go to a bunch of countries, but you might only get 8 hours. You might get 10 hours. You might get 12 hours. That's not a lot of time to really go explore. You know, say St. Thomas. You know, you really want to go out there and see the culture, and you want to do all these things. So that is the negative. Now, the plus side of it is you may love St. Thomas and go, wow, I want to come back here on vacation. But that's the plus side. You get to see, you know, maybe 3 or 4, or if you're on a longer cruise, you know, 5 or 6 destinations. And you kind of get to sample them all. And that is a really cool thing. So it really does come down to the best ship. It's the same thing about the best cruise for you and a partner to go on, is what are you trying to get out of it? Where do you want to go and when do you want to go? And then based on the ships that we have available for those parameters, we'll find the best one for you. So yeah. So I hope that was helpful. And that's where working with a travel agent is so helpful, because we do help to find you that best opportunity, what we feel is going to give you the best vacation at the time. So Liberty, you're thinking going on your first cruise and you're thinking Celebrity, not a bad choice. Celebrity is a beautiful cruise line. Of course, now they've got multiple experiences there, because you've got the Millennium class, which is the smaller ship. You've got the Solstice class, which is the mid-sized ship. Then you've got the Edge class, which is the largest ship. And then even in the Edge, you've got the Edge Plus, which is starting with Beyond. That's a bigger ship, has an extra deck on it, and a few more things on board. So Celebrity is a great cruise line. It's a great cruise line for adults, for sure. But again, it depends on what your expectations are. So we've had people go on Celebrity, and they went on a Millennium class ship, but they were looking at all these amazing things that were available on the Edge class, not realizing that they weren't available on Millennium class. So I've had some people mention to me, like, well, yeah, I went on Celebrity, I didn't really like it. It's like, well, what ship did you go on? Well, I went on the Millennium. And I thought it was going to have these things. Well, it doesn't have those things, because that's the Edge class that has that. Same thing with, you know, we had some folks tell us that they went on Norwegian with their kids, and they thought it was a family cruise line, but the kids were bored. There wasn't a whole lot to do. And then we come to find out, well, they went out on the Jewel, or they went out on, you know, one of the smaller ships that just, you know, or the Pearl, that doesn't have everything. You know, so you need to make sure that you go on the right version. Even with Celebrity, you got to go on the right ship and the right itinerary. But one of the coolest things about Celebrity is they have glass blowing. Honest to goodness glass blowing on 3 ships. And that is such a unique experience that you just simply can't get anywhere else. It's really cool. What a really, really fun experience. So, let's see. Sorry, did I miss some questions over here on the YouTube side? Yeah, Alex, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the Lido Loca cruise too, man. I can't wait to finally meet. Rick has 47 days until his Sun Princess cruise. I know you're going to be jealous watching all of us next Saturday when we board. Aaron is asking, they're going to be in St. Thomas on November 7th. Do we have any connections or recommendation for a private car to take you around? Let's see, in St. Thomas, I don't offhand, I'd have to look. I'd have to look to see if we do. I know a lot of people will book a car off of Viator. I believe Venture Ashore, our third-party company, our tour company, they do have private cars in almost every island. So if you go to our website and click on shore excursions and then go to Venture Ashore, just bring up your itinerary. I am all but certain you are going to find a private car service in St. Thomas from them. And I would trust them because, you know, they vet all these drivers. So, yeah, that's what I would do. Let's see. What are, Lucas, what are my thoughts on Disney cruises? Yes. Disney cruises are amazing. I mean, they are one of the gold standards out there. They're really good for adults. People don't believe me, but the most similar cruise experience to Disney is Virgin Voyages. And that's because of that level of service and the quality of the food. The CEO, the first CEO of Virgin Voyages was the former CEO of Disney, so he brought a lot of that over there, and they are the most similar experiences at sea, which sounds crazy, I know. But Disney Cruise Line is a premium price. They control the market on Disney. If you want a Disney cruise, there's only one way to get it, and they know that. So you are going to be paying a premium price to get on Disney, but you are also getting, you know, in my opinion, you are getting a premium service. You're getting a unique dining experience with that rotational dining. So instead of one main dining room, you sit at the same place every single night. You're going to sit at 3 different places, 3 different restaurants, but your servers come with you. That is actually a really cool experience. I very much enjoyed that. You're going to get very good food service. You're going to get excellent coffee. The crew is unlike any crew out there. They really are. I mean, they just go above and beyond so much. Of course, DCL Duo, you know, our good friends over at DCL Duo, they are always on Disney cruises. They just did their first Virgin voyage, which was kind of fun. But I think in my opinion, you get the value for what you pay for on Disney. It is a unique experience. And of course, you got the characters there all day long. So for me, it is worth it. Now, for you, you know, you just have to decide, is it worth the cost? It really is a good cruise line for adults only besides just kids. So yeah, so you can definitely have some fun on there. Let's see, where are we sailing out of next Saturday? You're on the MSC Seascape out of Miami. We are on the Sun Princess out of Fort Lauderdale. I believe we have a 3 o'clock sail away.
3 or 3:30.
Yeah, we got an early sail away, like 3 or 3:30. That's pretty doggone early. Usually it's more like 4 or 5 heading out of there. So yeah, so we're going to be out bright and early. Who knows? We might be able to wave to you in Miami because the 2 ports are rather close by. But yeah, so we're going to be on the Sun Princess next Saturday, sailing out of Fort Lauderdale. Cannot wait to see that. Let me bring that back up there. And of course, if we can help you guys in any way, just reach out. Where's waltertravel.com? Let's see. Oh my goodness. Pavel, I'm so sorry. I probably said your name wrong. You're on the Oceania Riviera next year when she repositioned to Japan after the Alaska season is over. I was looking at that itinerary. Oh, wow. So we're going to be on the Riviera. I'll put that back up there. We're going to be on the Riviera in Alaska in June. So pretty shortly before that crossing. This is one of the cool things too that's really caught on in cruising is these repositioning cruises. Oh, thanks, Kathy. There's also links in my profile. If you're looking to get in touch with us, there's links in the profile. But thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. But repositioning cruises have become big of late. You know, these are great ways to cross off so many bucket list items. And if you're looking to go transatlantic, there are fairly easy ways to go both ways transatlantic without having to get on a plane. Like if you want to go over and do a European trip or something. And then Trans-Pacific is harder. There's not near as many that do Trans-Pacific in both directions, but there are a few. But man, doing that Oceania Riviera when she repositioned to Japan, wow. I've got one client, I think they're celebrating an anniversary. They're doing a back-to-back on Celebrity. to do, I think, 32 days in Japan or something like that. Oh, it's just a beautiful itinerary. So that is on my list of places to go. That is absolutely amazing. You're going to be on the Oceania Riviera, which we will be taking to Alaska in June of next year. Our rates, basically, it's around a $2,000 savings if you want to go to Alaska with us on Oceania, and it's darn near an all-inclusive cruise, because Oceania just recently changed their onboard package where they eliminated the shore excursion credit, and now they take care of the gratuities. Well, with our group, because our group was set up a year ago, they're allowing us to keep that shore excursion credit, because one of the bonuses that we had in the group was the prepaid gratuities. Well, now everybody gets that anyway, so they're like, you get to keep your $600 shore excursion credit. So we've got a $600 shore excursion credit, plus our rates are the same rates from last year. So you can just imagine how much Oceania has gone up over the year. So
And that is one of the things with the more upscale lines, is it is extremely rare for rates to go down.
Yeah.
They generally start the lowest they're ever going to start when they come out, and then they just gradually go up from there. And the other thing to bear in mind is luxury lines are not lines to wait till the last minute to book.
Yeah.
They can be completely full a year in advance.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And also Princess in Alaska. You know, it's getting hard to book Princess in Alaska in 2025 already for certain time frames. Yeah, so. Great question. How far ahead do you recommend making airline reservations for your flight to your cruise port? As soon as they open up. Really, that, again, you know, by booking far out in advance, you're usually getting some of the better rates. They usually open up between 9 and 10 months before the travel date. Somewhere between 9 and 10 months out is when they start to open up. So, you know, you can kind of track it a little bit if you want to for like a week or two and see if it changes. But the, you know, airline rates can literally change by the hour. I have seen them change by the hour, where I'll quote it for a client. They come back to me 2 hours later. I go to check. It changed. And that's because, you know, maybe there were a couple seats left at that rate or whatever. But I would say, you know, as soon as you know you're ready, book it. But we're booked for Seattle next year already. Yeah. So we're booked for Seattle next June. What is it? It's now October, so we're booked for June of next year. But generally, 9 to 10 months out is when your flights are going to come up. I recommend booking them as soon as you can. Now, certain cruise lines are good at their air programs, like Princess, Easy Air, Celebrity, Royal Caribbean have a really good program. And the advantage of booking through them is that usually you don't have to pay for your flight until final payment of your cruise. Whereas if you book your flight through, say, Delta Airlines, you're paying for that today for a flight in June. But if I didn't want to pay for that flight today, and my final payment isn't until March of next year on the cruise, I could go ahead and book the flight through Celebrity, and then I don't have to pay for my flight until later on. So that is one of the advantages of booking through your flight through a cruise line. Now, we don't recommend booking through every cruise line, but there's certain cruise lines that do a really nice job with their flight program. But good question.
But it is kind of a roll of the dice on pricing with airlines. You just never know.
Yeah. So
I do encourage everybody to look at, say that your dates are flexible, because you can usually, on most airlines, you can look and see, well, it might cost a little more to sail on this date and a little less, and is a hotel going to make, if I stay, you know, it's a lot of factors.
Some of these places like Vancouver, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, sometimes it's actually cheaper to stay a day and get a hotel than it is to take that flight. Especially like on the back end of the cruise, right? You're going to step off the ship at 7 in the morning or whatever, 8 in the morning, and we always recommend, you know, don't get a flight earlier than, say, 12 noon or whatever. But if you look the next day, there could be that 6 a.m., 7 a.m. flight that's a heck of a lot cheaper than going out in the afternoon. So always look at, if you have the time to stay another day after the cruise, always look at that day after the cruise to see if it's any cheaper to go out first thing in the morning, the flight that you simply can't catch because you're still going to be on the ship or getting off the ship. Always check that. What airlines are the flights on? I assume that you're asking about from the cruise lines. They're on every airline out there. Now, certain deals like Norwegian has a BOGO flight thing where it's buy one, get one free. You have no say in the matter. It's whatever they book, that's what you get. But if you go through, say, Princess Easy Air, you can actually see. You can see it's American Airlines, Delta. So with some of the cruise lines, you can actually see the flights that are being booked for you. And then depending on the deal, they will book it for you with a certain airline. So yeah, so you just have to look. And I believe like with Princess and Royal Celebrity, you can still get your like Delta points and all of that good stuff. Yeah. So good morning, Life with Lucia and Glenn. How are you? How do I feel about the Morrissey and NCL free at sea being gone? So we talked about that. We've actually talked about it twice now on the show. So I'll just briefly say that putting them head to head, Morrissey versus free at sea, Morrissey actually is more. The biggest issue that everybody's having is that they dropped the free at sea plus, and you can't upgrade the drink package anymore. So that in that regard, the Morrissey took things away, and that's the biggest complaint that we're getting. And also the more at sea beverage package does not replace the plus beverage package, which is what Norwegian is trying to say. It does not, because there's no coffee and there's no bottled water and there's no bottled wine at dinner. So just in those regards. But if you just look at Morrissey versus free at sea, technically Morrissey does give you a little bit more, especially on the dining side, gives you a little bit more. So Betty. Hey, Sun Cruisers, we need to have a live reunion next Sunday on the ship. So yeah, somebody was asking me, are we going to go live from the Sun Princess next Sunday? So next Sunday, we're going to be in Princess Keys. That's actually a port day. So if we go live next Sunday, it'll be in the afternoon. What'd you say, 5 o'clock? Sail away?
Yes.
And I think we have dinner at
7.
At 7. So yeah, so we might do a live, say, like around 5 o'clock. In the evening next Sunday, after Princess Keys and before dinner, maybe 4:30, something like that. So next Sunday from the Sun Princess, we will attempt to go live some point after 4 p.m. Eastern time. We'll post it. We'll have it. We'll have a notice on there, and we'll let everybody on the ship know. Yes, we're going to be on the Sun Princess next Sunday. Yes, we will go live. I usually go live a couple of times from a ship, especially later in the evenings. As Stephanie likes to stay spicy while he shows up, and we'll go live later on in the evening. And if people annoy me, I will get a little spicy in the evening sometimes, especially if I've had a couple of old fashions. But yeah, if you're tuning in today, make sure you follow us all next week. We will be bringing you all kinds of content from the Sun Princess, and I will pop up live from time to time as well. Hey, don't apologize, Lucia. We're just glad to have you here. Just glad to have you here. Thank you so much. So I'm going to jump to Blonde Minnie real quick because you're asking a question about the cruise that's on the screen for those of you watching it on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Where does the Alaska Oceania cruise depart from? You're on the West Coast. That is Seattle. It's a round trip Seattle, 12 days. So you're watching me on YouTube. There's actually links. If you go down into the description, you can click the link and go directly to that cruise. There's also links to my website, where'swaltertravel.com, and under group travel, you will find this. We have a whole page dedicated to that cruise. We have a whole page dedicated to all of our group cruises. So if you want more information about any of the group cruises that we've been talking about, you just simply go to our website and go to group travel, because we're going to start having some land tours too start showing up. I would love to do an African safari. I'd love to do some European stuff, definitely Christmas markets.
Even just like try an all-inclusive.
Oh yeah. So I've been looking at Sandals St. Vincent's for an all-inclusive. Oh my God, it's absolutely beautiful. So good morning, Fort Lauderdale. How are you? What are my thoughts on travel insurance? Never, ever travel without it. We never have. We've been cruising almost 20 years. You should have travel insurance for every travel. And if you travel enough, you start looking
outside of the U.S.
Yeah, especially outside of the U.S. But if you travel, like let's say you take 3 cruises a year, then you start looking at annual insurance, which can be a little bit cheaper. But no, Travel insurance is a must for two reasons. One, if you cancel for a reason that is covered, you should get most of or all of your money back from that travel. Number two, and most importantly, if you get injured. A lot of health insurance plans, if you live in the United States, do not cover you once you leave the United States.
And that includes on the ship itself.
Yeah, because the ship's going to be in international waters. So it's not an American ship unless you're on the Pride of America. And, so now you're in international water, so your plan doesn't cover there. So travel insurance will cover for that, and we do Allianz Travel. And that's our partner. We pretty much automatically will send all of our clients a quote from Allianz Travel, and most of the time it's the classic plan, which usually offers $50,000 in medical coverage per person and up to $500,000 to medically or to evacuate you back to the United States. Now, $500,000 is that is a good amount of coverage, and it's needed because even just getting evacuated from the Caribbean back to the U.S. could be $60,000 to $100,000. Because remember, medical evacuation, especially if you got to be medically evacuated, that is an air ambulance. It's very expensive to get back here. So yeah, we recommend travel insurance. We carry travel insurance. We now have an annual policy through Allianz, and Allianz is who we do recommend. We also recommend that folks go to insuremytrip.com to check that out. Yes, cruise lines do offer travel insurance, but that is usually more heavily weighted towards giving you your money back if you have to cancel. The medical coverage is almost universally weaker than what you can get through a third-party travel partner. That's not 100%, but that's universally weaker. So, and Allianz has been a great partner. We've had clients that have filed claims, and for the most part, those claims have been taken care of usually within 2 weeks. So they're a great partner.
Yeah, we even had one interesting instance where it was a group of people traveling together, and I think some of them had Allianz and some of them had the cruise line insurance, and the people with Allianz, their claims were settled really quickly, and the cruise line one,
that was not pretty.
Took forever.
That was not pretty. Yeah, we won't name the cruise line, but there were 2 or 3 of the party that got Allianz, and 1 or 2 of the party went with the cruise line, and it was ugly for them the folks that went with the cruise line. I still don't even know what the ultimate result of that was. I just realized I never did hear back from them. But the Allianz policy, man, like within 2 weeks, boom, just got it taken care of. Life with Lucia wants to know, have we ever cruised with MSC, HAL, or Royal Caribbean? If I had to pit them against each other, the cruise line, which is your favorite and why? So MSC, Holland America, and Royal Caribbean, 3 completely different experiences.
Yeah.
So I can't pit them against each other, to be honest with you, because they're too different. You really can't say this one is the best one, because MSC is MSC. What I do love about MSC is they are unabashedly MSC. We are not trying to be Royal Caribbean. We are not trying to be Carnival. You come on MSC, you get our experience, and you're going to like it. And that is one of the things that's very Italian of them. They also have an amazing Chrome budget. I don't think there is anybody. I don't think there's anybody that has more Chrome. I don't even think Las Vegas has as much Chrome as MSC has on their ships. So there is that. They're beautiful ships. And the service, what hurts MSC is their inconsistency in the service and the food. If they get that corrected, if they can start being really consistent with their food and their service, their ships are beautiful. The rooms tend to be larger than other, a little bit larger than other cruise lines for the same category. And they have if you know where to look, there are some amazing balcony steals that you can get in the same category with these big balconies in the same category. But if they can get their food and they can get their service consistent, they will give Royal Caribbean and Carnival a run for their money.
But at the same time, you're paying
you're paying a lot less.
Cheap.
You're paying a lot less. And for last minute cruises, MSC is where to look, because we had a family who really wanted to get on a cruise like next month. Like next month. Carnival was sold out. Royal Caribbean couldn't get. Royal Caribbean, we could get them on there, but it was going to be a mortgage to get on the ship. And then we found MSC, and MSC had all these options because they're still not quite as known yet. And I think a lot of people are still scared of MSC. You don't have to be scared of MSC. You just need to know what you're getting yourself into. When you go on to Holland America, you're getting a nice proper service. Their buffet tends to be better than average. I think the main dining room can be up and down, although all of our clients who have been going on them of late have said the main dining room is getting better. Tamarind is one of the best restaurants at sea. Their Asian restaurant. It's just absolutely amazing. And plus, you know, the 3 cruise lines that you have mentioned are 3 that have very different experiences within the same cruise line, because you got small ships, you got big ships, you got new ships, especially Royal Caribbean. I mean, Royal Caribbean, you go all the way from the grandeur of the seas, around maybe 2,000 people, all the way up to 7,000 plus on Icon of the Seas. So Royal Caribbean, it's very hard to say what that experience is going to be like, and choose. You can't. It's hard to choose it as a favorite because the experiences are so different. So, and I've said that before. I don't have a favorite cruise line. I have a favorite cruise. I can tell you right off the bat, our Alaska cruise tour from years ago, 14 days in Alaska, hands down, best cruise ever, best experience ever. I think the most relaxed I've ever been on a cruise ship was the Oceana Serena when we did the 12 nights for Christmas. We're doing 16 nights this year on Azamara, so that'll be interesting. But Royal Caribbean is just fun when you get on the bigger ships. I mean, they have amazing, I think the Hairspray show on Symphony is one of the best shows at sea. They just do a fabulous job with that show. But Royal Caribbean has all the toys. They have all the games. They have all the fun. So, you know, yeah, there's no way to choose between MSC, Holland America, and Royal. I will say that. They're all individual and they're all different. They're all fun in their own ways. And yeah, it's like everything else. You got to pick the right ship for your experience, I would think. So, oh, well, you know, it's interesting. Stefan is saying Hal's biggest issue, biggest plus. I love that. Stefan said the biggest plus are the Holland America itineraries. Holland America has some of the most unique itineraries out there, especially if you have time. If you have time to take a longer cruise. Holland America, to my knowledge, is the only cruise line that you can go, when they have it, you can go round trip Australia from San Diego. You can go round trip South Pacific from San Diego. You can go round trip Alaska and Hawaii from Seattle. You can go round trip Mediterranean from Fort Lauderdale. You can go round trip up to the Norwegian fjord from Boston. So if you got time, Holland America with their grand voyage itineraries is absolutely amazing. They're absolutely amazing. So yeah, Holland America's itineraries are different. They're more like luxury cruise line itineraries. They really are. They do a beautiful job of it. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right with that one. Benny, question. It looks like you forgot to book dinner reservation for the evening, that you're not doing specialty restaurants. So you're talking about on the Sun Princess with the main dining room. It may be too late to get any time. You can certainly look in the app and see if any time shows up.
You can just walk up.
But there's a walk up.
Yeah.
So basically on the Sun Princess, you got 3 levels. You got reserved dining every single night, traditional dining. The second one, you can make reservations each day, like different reservations. And then the American Diner is the walk up, right? Because the top level is now the sanctuary.
You can walk up to the.
Oh, I thought walk up was only the 3rd restaurant.
I don't think so. No.
Okay,
there's
so she's
2
saying
lines.
that you can
There's 2
also
lines.
walk up to the you can also walk up to the 2nd level,
Yeah.
the one that has reserved
Because
dining
they'll
every
have
night.
one line for people with reservations and one line for people without.
See, I thought it was only the 3rd level, American Diner.
No.
Was the one. Okay. Well, there you go. We both learned something new today.
But
You should
there's
be
also the buffet. There's
yeah.
Alfredo's Pizza. There's the Irish pub. There's
a lot of
other
food.
choices that, like the Alfredo's and the Irish pub, don't take reservations. So
But I don't know if Alfredo's open for dinner. Are they?
yeah, it is.
Oh, they are? Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Linda, you've been on MSC 3 times, but it was all the yacht club. It's the only way you will cruise now. And that's the other thing, too, we didn't even talk about was the yacht club. So far, we've been on MSC twice, and we've gone as regular sailors because we wanted to experience that. That's how most of our clients tend to go. But that MSC Yacht Club, it has more included than the Haven does, which is interesting because you pay a lot more to go on the Haven on Norwegian. But MSC, you can get sometimes you can get a suite on MSC for a balcony price on Royal Caribbean. So that yacht club, we were just talking about that earlier. I think we're going to try that on the World America, which is their newest ship coming out. It's going to have the biggest yacht club. So that is going to be really interesting to try that out as well. Lifewood Glen, Lucia, you said you did Alaska with the NCL Encore and you didn't like the short time in ports. So that's the thing, you know, with the bigger ships, they have less time in port because they got a lot of people. They got a lot of people, or they might have to move. There are some hot swaps in Alaska too, which I'm not a big fan of, but you'll see some ships will come in at like 6 a.m., stay till maybe 1 or 2, and then another ship slides in at 2 or 3 into the same slot because they're trying to get as many ships in as they can. I don't like the big ships in Alaska. We have booked them. We have booked the Encore in Alaska because that's what the client wanted, you know, with the family. We have booked the Quantum class with Royal Caribbean. They are beautiful ships. I just think they're too big in Alaska, and especially when you've got to get that many people off the ship and that many people back on the ship. The other thing with Norwegian that I think catches a lot of people by surprise, I saw some prominent vloggers who were complaining about it, that you dock about 7 miles away from Ketchikan. And then you've got to catch shuttles to get up to Ketchikan, and he was complaining when he saw the Princess and the Holland America ship right there. And it's like, well, that's something we could have told you, that you're not going to be docking in Ketchikan. In fact, we still don't know specifically where Oceana docks. We're going to have to look at that because Oceana is part of Norwegian Cruise Line, so we don't know if we're going to dock in Ketchikan or we're going to be outside Ketchikan. But that shortens up your time. That totally shortens up your time when you know, you don't have a whole lot of time there anyway. That's one of the reasons why we booked the Oceana cruise. We're going to have up to 15 hours in port, I think 14 hours in port in some of these ports, including 12 hours in Victoria, which is going to be beautiful. Victoria is just a token stop for anybody who's sailing out of Seattle because they have to do it legally. But for us, we're actually going to spend 12 hours in Victoria, so it's going to be really, really nice to have that opportunity to go out and actually explore Victoria. So I want to run down, we've been doing this for 90 minutes now, and I do want to kind of run down our group cruises. Again, next Sunday, it won't be 10:30 in the morning because we will be on Princess Keys, Princess's private island off the Sun Princess. Unless the weather says we can't, then we'll pop up at 10:30. So next Sunday, we'll be coming to you in the afternoon. I don't have a specific time yet. I'll figure that out probably once we're on the ship, and then I'll go ahead and post a schedule. But next Sunday, we will be in the afternoon, possibly early evening. My guess is we'll go live somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll go live from the Sun Princess, and with our whole group, hopefully we'll have a whole group of folks there. But if you want to come sail with us, let's go through these real quick. Philadelphia, we're going to be sailing out of Philadelphia on the Norwegian Jewel. We're going to be with Tony and Jenny B, our good friends Tony and Jenny B from Loca. Thankfully, they were good this past week through Hurricane Milton. In fact, Tony is on the ship right now. Well, actually, yeah, Tony's still on the ship. He'll be getting off tomorrow. But we're going to be April 16th through the 23rd sailing out of Philadelphia. We're also going to spend a couple of days in Philadelphia before the cruise. Probably going to do a food tour, maybe a history tour. We're going to spend a couple of days in Philadelphia, April 16th through the 23rd. We're on the Norwegian Jewel. We go to Bermuda and Charleston. We form a triangle. We see how many of the 260 people make it back from the triangle. But there will be group activities with Tony and Jenny B. February, this coming February 11th through the 17th, we have a Valentine's cruise on the Margaritaville Islander. I got to tell you, folks, this is one of the cheapest cruises I think we've ever sold. I cannot get over how low these rates are, and they include the prepaid gratuity. The breezy balconies completely sold out on the ship. We don't have any more, but we still have extended balconies. We've got insides. We've got some ocean view. This ship is getting very heavily sold. So, and again, Tony and Jenny B are coming with us. We're going to have a Captain Val renewal. We're going to Key West, Progresso, and Cozumel. It's a 6-night cruise out of Tampa. Thankfully, Tampa was not too hard hit this past time, so they're all in good shape. So February 11th through the 17th, 2025, a Captain's Vow renewal is included. Gratuities are included with our group rates. It's going to be amazing. In 2026, we're going to Hawaii on the Emerald Princess. This has been a bucket list for us. We've wanted to do this cruise 10 full days at sea, 5 days going out, 5 days coming back. It's kind of like a transatlantic cruise. We're going to go to Honolulu, Hilo, Kahului, Kauai, and Ensenada. We got to go to Ensenada for legal reasons, so we'll be going there, but 16 nights on the ship. Emerald Princess, February 4th through the 20th, 2026. And there will be some pre-cruise time in Disneyland. Don't have that yet because the hotels, we can't book them yet, but we are going to be going to Disneyland if you want to join us for that as well. In June 2025, June 26, 2025, we're going on the Oceania Riviera to Alaska. 12 days, nearly all inclusive, 8 ports. Pretty much everything, like all the meals are included, soft drinks are included, specialty coffees included. We have the premium drinks upgrade, so your drinks are included. You've got $600 of shore excursion credit. Gratuities are included. So it's pretty much an all-inclusive cruise. June 26th through July 8th, we're going to be spending the 4th of July in Alaska. How cool is that? On the Oceania Riviera. We have very limited space available. Our rates, the whole package is about $2,000 less than what you can get online right now because we locked in our rates a year ago. And they're still honoring those rates, and we're very excited about that. And then we have a couple of cabins left on the Norwegian Aqua, May 31st through June 7th. Up to $1,000 off what you're seeing right now currently on the Norwegian website. And again, it's because we locked in these rates about a year ago. So that's another Sunday. I am so excited to try to get you guys on the Sun Princess next week. Next Sunday, we're going to be on the Sun Princess with a whole bunch of people. Is the Wi-Fi included on the Alaskan cruise? Yes. Wi-Fi is included. If you go to our website, I just ran through all those really, really fast. If you go through go to our website, there are links wherever you're watching me, either in my profile or down below. But you just go to where'swaltertravel.com. There is a group travel section. Everything that I just described to you about our groups, there's a web page for every single one of these group sailings. You can learn everything that you want to know about these cruises. And then there's also links to get in touch with us if you want to go ahead and book. We are just so freaking excited. We are so freaking excited. So thank you all for joining us today. Again, we are where'swaltertravel.com. We're a top 100 travel agent with Virgin Voyages. We found out a few weeks ago we're one of the top agents with KHM Travel Group, our host agency, so we're very proud of that. We thank you for all of your support. And next week, we're going to be on the Sun Princess. By the way, Thursday night, we're going to be live with one of my fellow agents. She's never done a live before, so this should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see how she does.
Does she know about this yet?
She does know about it.
Okay.
So my good friend Judy is coming down for the night. So Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn for an hour. And then next Sunday, sometime between 4 and 5 p.m. Eastern Time is my best guess, we will be live from the Sun Princess, Wi-Fi willing. We will be live with you on the Sun Princess. Definitely on TikTok. I don't know if I'll be able to go live simultaneously like we do it here, but definitely on TikTok we'll be live from the Sun Princess, and if we can go live simultaneously, otherwise we'll pop up on YouTube separately during the week. So everybody, thanks so much for reaching out. Just you can reach out to us at where'swaltertravel.com. Our services are 100% free to you. We book cruises, land, luxury, and expedition. And we have a good time doing it. Oh my gosh, we have so much fun. Thank you all so much for your support. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And the next time you see us on a Sunday, we should be on the Sun Princess. Yay! All right, everybody, have an awesome day.